So welcome back and good morning, my dear children. As I told you, we will be starting with trigonometry today. So I had asked you to prepare the concept map. I told this in advance, but again you have disappointed me. Only some 2 or 3 concept maps have come. Some of them in the notebook, some of them using technology. Kushi has just sent it now. So I just downloaded that in a hurry. So we will go through the concept map quickly before we get into the lesson. So I may have to share my screen now. So are you seeing my screen? Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So in that case, because I've changed my laptop also, so I may be fumbling a little, so kindly adjust with me. Okay, this is the concept map which has just reached 5 minutes ago. I think Kushi has sent it in a hurry. I don't know why so. Anyway, it is good at least that has reached. Some of you have written in the notebooks. I am happy. Again, some of you have not done. Please see that you complete it as early as possible. All right. Okay. Now, in the chapter on trigonometry, this chapter on trigonometry is totally new. We don't have any kind of prerequisite knowledge that we should have for this chapter. The only prerequisite we have is the right triangles and the Pythagoras theorem. So using these two, we are going to develop a new knowledge on right triangles, which is going to be very useful in large calculations involving heights and distances. So that we shall take up maybe in the next chapter where we have applications of trigonometry. So to apply this trigonometry in real life situations, I don't know why people are still waiting. So when we apply this knowledge of trigonometry in the next chapter, we may have to know what are ratios, what are identities, what are specific angles, etc. So that this is going to be a basic requirement for the next chapter on application of trigonometry. So let us go through the concept map quickly. Now, introduction of trigonometry involves 3 major routes, I should tell you. The first one is we'll be learning about the trigonometric ratios. Then in those trigonometric ratios, we will be introduced to trigonometric ratios of specific angles, because all the angles which will be formed in the right triangle need not be discussed here. So we'll be talking only about specific angles, which will be nothing but starting from 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. So these are the specific angles that we shall discuss. So that she has put it outside there. Then after we have learned the ratios, we will also be learning the reciprocal ratio, which I think she has included in the ratios itself. Actually, it should have been a separate branch, because there are 6 basic trigonometric ratios, out of which 3 are the original and 3 of them are the reciprocals of these original. So it makes 6 trigonometric ratios. So once the ratios are done, then we will be moving on to the complementary angles, the trigonometric ratios of complementary angles. So once we know how to write the basic 6 trigonometric ratios, we will be moving on to the complementary angles of these trigonometric ratios. Once that is done, we will be moving on to the identities. I don't know exactly where she is the identity. Okay, in the introduction, she has put it here. Okay, I don't know if she has missed the identity. I'm not able to make out. It is not showing me anyway here. Okay, the next branch would be the trigonometric identities, which is not, okay, she has shown the reciprocals here. I am not able to see the identities that she has made. She wouldn't have missed it.
Ma'am, I have included it, ma'am.
Where is that? Is it in the right side? I'm not able to see that.
Ma'am, it's
Okay, the identities are here. Yeah, got it.
complementary
So the
angles.
next branch will be the trigonometric identities. So once we have mastered the ratios, the complementary angles and the specific angles, the final part of the chapter will be the identities. So there are again 3 basic identities whose the proof, I think we will do it in the practical part. And the application of these identities in given problems is the last part of the chapter, which is a huge one because it involves a lot of techniques that we have to apply. So this is the overview of the entire chapter. So with that, I think I'll get back and see if someone is waiting. Okay, no, I think I've admitted all of them. So we had a nice overview of the chapter. Now let us move on to the introduction of trigonometry. I have a very short video for you, which will tell you why we have to learn the trigonometry and what are going to be its applications. Please switch off your camera, Yogeshwari. I don't want you to be visible now. Please mute your camera. Okay, so I go back to my screen share where I shall take you through a video now. So please listen to this video carefully because it gives a beautiful introduction of the necessity of learning the trigonometry. I have kept it in the maximum volume. I hope you hear it. I hope you are plugged in your earphones also. So here it goes.
Ma'am, nothing is audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just a minute. Is nothing audible at all?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, I shall send the video once again in the group. Now, because I'm recording and it is going on into the video, let it play. It's only 2 minutes more. Most of it maybe you will follow as you are looking at the pictures there. Don't worry about the audio. It will be sent to you again. Okay. Yeah, okay, that was a very short and nice introduction on why do we study trigonometry and what is the origin of trigonometry. If you were unable to hear it, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. But anyway, I'll share that video. It's a very small video running for 2.5 minutes. You can view it once again, or when I have recorded this and uploaded, there also it should be audible. All right, so don't worry about that now. So now we will see how this trigonometry has grown and why should we know these trigonometric ratios. Because the first part of our chapter is the trigonometric ratios that we have to learn. So I just go back to my screen share. To take you through a app that I actually want. Maybe I'll go back here only. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, are you seeing my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you see 3 triangles there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all of them have a common thing. What is that?
Right.
All the 3 of them
Right
are
angle.
right triangles. So I'm specifically dealing only with the right triangles because the entire unit of trigonometry is based only on right triangles because it is only study of right triangles. So I have 3 right triangles here in front of you. Now I'm going to focus your attention on their angles also. So in all the 3 triangles, they are named as A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, H, I. So these are the 3 triangles I have. Very obvious that all of them are right triangles because the 90 degrees is clearly marked there. And there is one more commonality between them. One of the acute angles in all the 3 triangles, can you see they are marked as 30 degrees, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you guess
Yes, ma'am.
what should be the other 3 angles in these 3 respective triangles?
60 degrees.
Yeah, each one of them is going to be 60 degrees definitely. Can you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me 1 minute, somebody is still joining. Okay. So the other acute angle in all the 3 right triangles is going to be 60 degrees. Now look at the speciality of these triangles. All the 3 angles are definitely the same. The corresponding angles in all the 3 triangles are definitely the same. But are their sizes the same?
No, ma'am.
No. So what can you say about these 3 triangles?
Ma'am, they're similar.
Yeah,
Similar
very good.
triangles.
They are
Ma'am, they are
similar
similar.
because they are
They
having
are
the
similar.
same shape, but they do not have the same size because the lengths of these 3 sides are not the same. But definitely they are going to be proportional because these are 3 similar triangles. They are similar by the AA criteria. All right. Two angles in the corresponding triangles are correspondingly equal. Can you see 30, 90, 30, 90 and 30, 90. So the 2 triangles are similar by the AA criteria. So if 2 triangles become similar, what can we tell about their sides?
Ma'am, they're proportional.
Proportional to each
They
other.
will be proportional to each other. So that's why I have just indicated one proportionality for each triangle. I have taken CB by CA. CB is this side. Are you seeing that side there? Just give me a moment. Yeah. I have taken the side CB and I have taken this side CA. Followed? Similarly, I have taken here in the second triangle FE by FD. So FE is this side and FD is this side that I have taken. Now coming down to the third triangle, I have taken IH by IG. Maybe I have to scroll down there. to get back. I think I'm messing up with something. Okay, sorry. Just give me 1 minute. That's getting messed up. Yeah. So we have come back to the triangles and we have compared the three ratios like this. That means with respect to the first triangle, second triangle and the third triangle, I have taken one of the sides and the hypotenuse. I just marked them because in all the three triangles, I have taken the hypotenuse as the denominator. Can you see it is AC here, it is FD here, and in the third one it is GI. So these three are the hypotenuse of the three right triangles. So now when you take the ratios of these two sides in the first triangle, CB by CA, I get it as 0.5. I go to the second triangle, I take the ratio of FE by FD, which is again 0.5. And then the third triangle, I take HI divided by GI. Again, that is going to be 0.5. Can you see those 0.5? The ratios are the same. Now, this is where our journey of trigonometry starts. So, we are going to compare the ratios in three different triangles, only maintaining that they are similar. That means the sizes of triangles may be different, but the ratios of their sides are going to remain constant only because we have the same angles taken here. So now I'm going to introduce the ratios to you, for which I may have to get back to the whiteboard itself. So I will go to the stop share and get back. So the idea of looking at these three triangles is that the ratios of these two sides, that is BC by AC, here it is FE by FD, and in the third triangle it is IH by IG. That means the ratios of these three triangles taken like this is going to be constant. That is why we are getting it as 0.5, 0.5 and 0.5. So now we are going to understand what is this constant ratio and give it a particular name. Now what is this CB by CA for the first triangle? That's exactly what I'm going to see. So first I will take the CB, this BC by CA and give it a name. Similarly, for the second triangle, I will take FE by FD and give it a name. And for the third triangle, I'll take the ratio IH by GI and give it a name. So that name will be introduced as the first trigonometric ratio for you. So however big or however small a triangle would be, once its angle is specified as some 30 degrees or generally some angle theta, then the ratios corresponding to these two sides in any of these triangles remains constant. And hence we are going to give a special name to this ratio and call it the sine of the given angle. So for which I think I'll stop my share here. Now I'm going to get back to the whiteboard behind me. You must be wondering why I'm sitting here. I'm exactly sitting here to get the whiteboard. So I may have to stand up and move. Are you seeing the board behind me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
I'll just try to, I'll just push the laptop little behind. Or maybe the front, sorry. Yeah, can you see the whiteboard now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm moving away, my audio may become a little, I'm loud enough, I know, but maybe my audio will become slightly decreased. Don't worry about it, because when I'm writing, I can't shout more than that. So now we are going to take a right triangle. So you all will draw this right triangle in your notebook. So your topic is trigonometry. I hope it is visible because I've used the blue and the black. Deliberately, I have avoided the red. In case you are not able to see something, please switch on your audio and let me know. Okay? Okay, now we are starting with the trigonometric ratios. So I have a right triangle drawn first. Please draw it exactly the way I have drawn. It should be labeled as A, B, C, right angled at B. I'll just give you 2 minutes to draw. Is the whiteboard visible? You're able to make out my writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We have only 10 minutes more, so hurry up. We will rejoin after 10 minutes, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yogeshwari, why are you fumbling with your data there? You are crossing me every time. People are not able to see my video. Please don't do it. Okay, have you drawn the right triangle? Right angle at B. Please note that it should be right angle at B, A, B, C. Now with respect to angle C, we have to define the first three basic trigonometric ratios. Alright. So we will first understand and fix one of the angles in triangle ABC. Am I audible from that distance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Yeah. Can you see the board? Okay, right. Now I'm going to fix my angle C and call it by another name theta. I have written that let angle C be called theta. Theta is read like this, T-E-T-A. Alright. So I fix my angle C as theta. So the first ratio that I'm going to take will depend on the three sides of the triangle that I have. Because ABC is a right triangle, I know the side opposite to the right angle is the hypotenuse. So there is no confusion in marking the hypotenuse. Now because my focus is on angle theta, there is a side which is opposite to this angle theta. So which is that side? It is AB. So AC is our hypotenuse. With respect to angle theta, my opposite side is AB. That's why I written opposite. And what is this side BC for angle theta? Because it is attached to the angle itself. This is called the adjacent side. So with respect to angle theta, in triangle ABC, right angle at B, AC is the hypotenuse, AB is the opposite side, and BC is the adjacent side. I hope that is clear. Now, once you fix these three sides, the hypotenuse, the opposite side, and the adjacent side, then only we can start with defining the first trigonometric ratio, which is called the sine of angle C. This is the first ratio that we are taking, the sine of angle C. Because angle C is named as theta, I write it as sine theta. S-I-N-E is the full name, sine of angle C. S-I-N is the abbreviation for this sign. All small, S small, I small, N small. Don't write capital S at all, please, it is wrong. So S-I-N, that is sine of angle theta, will be equal to the opposite side, which is AB, divided by BC. So when I define sine of angle theta, I call it as the opposite side, which is AB, divided by the hypotenuse, which is AC. So that is the first ratio we have defined. That is the sine of angle theta, which is abbreviated as sine theta equals opposite by hypotenuse, which is equal to AB by AC. So that is the first ratio we have just introduced. Now going on to the second ratio, which is called the cosine of angle C. Again, everything is with respect to angle C only. So cosine of angle C, because angle C is taken as theta, we write it as COS theta and read it as cos theta. Cos theta will always be equal to the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. So which is the adjacent side with respect to theta? It is BC. So it will be BC divided by the hypotenuse, which again happens to be AC. So the cosine or the cos of angle theta is equal to BC by AC. The third trigonometric ratio that we need to introduce is the tangent of angle C. The tangent of angle C. Now the tangent of angle C is abbreviated as TAN theta. Tan theta. We read it as tan theta. Now this tan theta is the ratio of sine theta to cos theta. We already have known or introduced what is sine theta and what is cos theta. Now tan theta is sine theta divided by cos theta, which means it is opposite by hypotenuse whole divided by adjacent by hypotenuse. So when you take the reciprocal, the hypotenuse will get cancelled, and what you will have is opposite by adjacent. So when you want tan of angle theta, it is always defined as opposite divided by adjacent. So opposite here is AB and the adjacent is BC. So tan of angle theta will be equal to AB by BC. So these are the first three basic trigonometric ratios that we have just introduced and understood. If you have any doubt now, you can just switch on your audio and ask me. I'll just give you 2 minutes to copy it down quickly. Are there no doubts? Is it clear? All right, then take down. Yeah, okay, someone is asking something. Yeah, please go on. Okay, I have put something in red here. You must be wondering what it is. It is a small trick to remember the ratios. You may forget by tomorrow what is sine theta. So I have put so, ha, and twa. These are the three things. If you remember, you will know sine means opposite by hypotenuse. So sine means adjacent by hypotenuse. Tan means opposite by adjacent. So remember these three little words. So, ha, and twa. It's just a small thing. You don't have to remember it like this. It is not a force or not a rule. It is just a small thing which we in maths try to remember like this. But once you know sine is opposite by hypotenuse, you don't have to remember these. This is to start with. You can remember these three words. So, ha, and go on. You can get the ratios. Okay, shall I proceed? I'll just introduce the reciprocal ratios before we cut down because I'm running short of time. We have another 5 minutes before this meeting ends. We will get back because I have scheduled it till 11:45. Just join with the same link again. So before we close down, I think I'm running on 5 minutes. I'll just finish the reciprocal ratios also. I'm going to write in red. If it is not visible, please tell me. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I use black instead?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I use black? Okay. I am having only 2 minutes more. In case it gets disconnected, don't get worried. We will come back to the same page, the same board. So keep writing till then. So the reciprocal ratio, this is very simple. When I tell reciprocal, it means these are the three basic ratios. When I need their reciprocal ratios, I just have to take the reciprocals of the first three. So the first reciprocal ratio is the reciprocal of sine theta. So when I take sine theta and I take its reciprocal, what will be its reciprocal? It will be 1 by sine theta. And this 1 by sine theta is given a name. That is nothing but cosecant of theta, which we abbreviate as cosec theta. So 1 by sine theta is cosecant theta. So cosecant of theta is abbreviated as cosec, C-O-S-E-C, cosec theta, which is nothing but 1 by sine theta. Because I know sine theta is opposite by hypotenuse, the reciprocal will be hypotenuse by opposite. Or in other words, for this triangle, it will be the hypotenuse, which is AC, divided by the opposite, which is AB. Clear? So this is the first reciprocal ratio. The first reciprocal ratio is the reciprocal of sine theta, which is cosecant theta. The second one is the secant of theta, secant of theta, which we abbreviate as sec theta. Am I going below the? Now is it all right? Okay. Secant of theta, which is abbreviated as sec theta, SEC, sec theta, is nothing but the reciprocal of cos theta. What is cos theta? We have defined it as adjacent by hypotenuse. So now the reciprocal will be